The NFL Week 18 contest bomb and New Year's edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sport Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and give $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with my promo code BOMBS. And now, with that, of course,
bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep. I am not a fucking loser!
It's bad luck just seeing a thing like that.
I'm Lou Holtz, and you're listening to The Man and the Box and the Bottom Line Podcast. Good luck to you.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs, the show picks with bits for tobacco use only. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, Lil Laddie Daddy Scumbagger Vance, the Bet Detective. The Dalai Lama, also known as the Man in the Box. That's right, and we're coming here live on New Year's Eve, the last day of 2025 in the afternoon from Eagle Rock, California, at SGPN Studios. This is a Wednesday show. Normally, it's a Thursday show for the contest lines, but obviously tomorrow's New Year, so don't be a savage. This is when we watch bowl games. Although there's a lot of bowl games going on right now. Anyway. So we're doing an early show. I'm not going to get 5 picks against the spread for the final week for the $20 to $20 million circa million contest. We'll give out some, of course, a Man in the Box segment about New Year's Eve. Maybe some yearly recap. Something I make fun of when people do lists and years, but then I realize, you know what? That's good content. Yes. So anyway, it is New Year's Eve. We'll be heading out tonight. We're actually going to do a little dinner here. I put on new corduroy pants, and I realized I need them to be shortened. So it's already a disaster. And I don't have a blazer. But we'll figure it out anyway. Hey, if you're listening or watching on over on X, why don't you hop on over to the YouTube? That way you can join the chat like my man Feach, 2 to Gen to quit as he goes by now. He says, Happy New Year, CJ. And to all the C-generates, a good night. Absolutely. Happy New Year to you, Feach. Happy New Year to all the C-generates. Grateful for everyone. It's been another fantastic year. Didn't completely finish the way we wanted it with $20 million. But hey, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? There's still about 8 or 9 more hours left of this year. Who knows? Who knows what it can turn around from here till then? We already hit Iowa money line. Should bomb that, baby. Hit the Hawkeyes over the pisser. And we're riding Michigan as well. Anyway, but let's stick back to the NFL. Monday night, we lost on the Rams as Atlanta upset them, create chaos. I only bring that up. We did have the Rams because what it had led to is insane. And that is the discourse about the MVP voting. Matthew Stafford was the leader for the MVP most of the season. Drake made a lot of late push, and now Matt Stafford didn't have a great game. He wasn't horrible, but, wasn't his best. They lost to the Falcons. And now in the in-game odds went crazy. Now Stafford's like 3-1, and May is your heavy chalk favorite. I only bring it up because now there's discourse online, and there's nothing more duller, more dulling, the dullest than the arguments for these awards. You have a Rookie of the Year argument going. The poor man Stafford May is your Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck. But anyway, I only say that because it's only fan bases or people that have tickets on them, and they're so biased, and they go like, and they're so such, oh, their strength of schedule is made this, how can you do this? Common opponent, and it's the whitest barbershop argument. If there was a white barbershop argument, it's Drake May versus Matthew Stafford. I can't stand it. They're both good. Personally, I think Stafford should win the MVP. But what happens if they call that pass interference and the Rams win that game? Stafford's down the chalk. That's what you're doing. That's what you're basing on. What's funny about it is this is a season long, and then the writers who vote for it, they watch one game on prime time at the end of the season. Like, oh no, he's terrible. We can't make it him. Everyone says Lamar Jackson should have won last year over Josh Allen. Look, that could be true. But they don't say the year before that he should not have won. But Brock Purdy had a bad game, like week 16, so they just took it away from him. Let's give it to Lamar. He beat him. It's hilarious. It's just a insane beauty pageant. But I just hate that's all they talk. At least maybe that's all on my feed on Twitter, which is a nightmare of a website. Also, besides that pass interference, which was pass interference, then the Puka catch. I saw the greatest catch of my life. Puka does this one-handed toes the line catch, and they called it incomplete because the ball after they break out forensic evidence, it is a Huda film like they're breaking down DNA of a murder trial. Like, oh no, the ball left air for a fraction of a second, and he lost control. First of all, he never lost control. If that's not a catch, what are we doing? Who cares? Oh man, I can save that for the end for my NFL rant of shit they need to clean. Stop being such hall monitors and letter of the law. Why is it so lawful? It's a game. The lineman was not set for a full second. Illegal formation. The ball moved half of an inch, even though that was an incredible athleticism play. Kids, I know you want to see your stars do fun things, but no. Didn't survive the ground. Like, Jesus Christ, lighten up. Lighten up and let's play some ball. Anyway, speaking of lightening up and playing some ball, get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. The SGPN app, download for free in your app store and just type in SGPN. All right, let's get it on. Let's get 5 bombs going for the final week. This is the finale, week 18. For the $20 at $20 million. It has to happen now. Quick update. It's not going to happen. Although we went 3-2 last week, which brings us to 47, 37, and 1 on the year, which is over 10.5 games, over 500. Pretty good record for the entire NFL season. I would be happy with that. That was my personal stash. Unfortunately, this is the Circa Millions contest, and that gets you diddly squat. It's insane. There's like 7,000 people in this contest, and yet they pay the top 100. You have to be like 80 games over 500. Even a quarterly, you have to be like 19-1. It's fucking crazy. I don't like it, but I do it for you guys, and we still try to give out winners. Now, this is a tough week. This is the final week of the season. Motivation is a huge factor. Who the starters are going to be. People are going to rest people. I just saw Green Bay is bringing up Desmond Ridder at quarterback. I'll tell you who he is. He's a horrible quarterback. So things... It's hard to get information. This is like everyone's like bowl week here. The last week they don't know they don't announce who they're going to start, who they're going to play. They might put them in there for a quarter, take them out. So you got to be tricked. You got to be careful. Now a lot of people will just say, "Well, let's just go with the games that matter." Sure, you could do that because at least you know you're going to get an honest result. But at the same time, I kind of liked it. I kind of like leaning into this preseason-ish thing here in the end of December. You know what I mean? Let's root for the chaos, and there will be chaos. The game of the week or year, I guess, for that division is San Fran, Seattle. The winner gets a 1 seed. Well, I'm not going to touch it. Too tough of a game. Fuck that. No need for that. I didn't want to finish that. But I did want to say that.
They're eating her. And then they're going to
So there's games where starters will be pulled. But there's also great chaos, and that's what I'm going to lean into first. This is in between. Tampa Bay and Carolina are playing at Tampa Bay on Saturday. The line is 2.5. Now, I'm going off the lines that are right now. The official contest lines will be coming out on Thursday, I believe. Whatever. But I'll be using it. This was a game I was going to avoid because I like Tampa Bay here, but also, how could you like Tampa Bay? They're 1-7 in their last 8 games. They are 100% broken. But after the events that unfolded the last couple weeks, I am fully confident that the absurdity of the NFC South is going to take place. And that is where Tampa Bay will beat Carolina, and then Atlanta will beat New Orleans, giving Carolina the 3-way tiebreaker division win, because that has to happen, because that's the funniest result. The NFC South in general is just hilarious. They just spoil each other. No one wants to actually win. But if there's a chance to ruin their each other's seasons, they'll do that. They'll get motivated. So Tampa Bay, what's great about it is this is supposed to be a winner-take-all game for the division. They have the hats. They have the T-shirts, divisional champs, but they can't break them out because the Falcons game is until the next day. So they're going to beat Carolina, and they're going to be happy, but they'll be like, all right, can we at least sort through so I can get the right size of T-shirts as division champs? Yeah, but don't put it on yet. It's not official. We need Tyler Shuck to help us out. And I love Tyler Shuck, but I don't think he's going to do it. I think the absolute chaos moment's going to happen. I think Tampa Bay beats Carolina, -2.5. Bomb that. And then I think Atlanta beats New Orleans. Because one other thing Atlanta loves doing, as you saw them not destroy the Rams, but they played pretty well. Bijan Robinson, the greatest running back in the history of football, it seemed like on Monday night. At least he was on darn primetime games. Pardon me. But Atlanta, they love winning games when they are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Nothing they like more. They like prime time, and they like having meaningless games. Since 2018, they are 12-4 in games where they are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Why don't they just tell them, Atlanta, hey, you're eliminated. Do this back in October or something. Get this thing going. What are they waiting on? Atlanta, New Orleans already is a great rivalry. The fans hate each other. The Freaknik there. Very, a lot of horn playing, you know what I mean, down there south there. But, and I do like how it's going to be spearheaded by guys named Tyler and Kirk. Cousins, does he have one last in him? I do. I don't know if I'm going to take them both on the card, but I guarantee it. That's what's going to happen. Tampa Bay wins. Atlanta wins. Carolina wins the division. Everybody wins. Everybody loses. It's the NFC South. And then, of course, they'll host a playoff game and knock off, San Francisco or some clowns like that. Oh, anyway, so we'll just start off with Tampa Bay -2.5 is our first bomb, an actual game that matters. I was going to go with, well, I can do that later on. We'll move on to the other card, as you will. But just be careful because the information's coming out. I was going to go Philadelphia over Washington. That line is now 3.5 because Sirianni said they're not going to play a lot of guys, including Jalen Hurts, obviously, and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon. Normally, I was like, I kind of like situations like that because when the line comes down small, like who cares? They're still playing Washington, right? They're still playing Josh Johnson, Quinn Snyder's revenge game, right? But they might bench the entire team. So I think Tanner McKee guys will win. I'm not going to take on the card. It's just too dicey of a situation, though. I do think the Eagles do take care of business there. But business being whatever. It's like whatever. We're not going to get the 2 seed, although they could if Bears lose to Detroit. Yeah, actually, I think Tanner McKee's good. But Josh Johnson, like I said, he was completely unaware a couple weeks ago that he was even on Washington's roster. He was just driving by, popped in the building, looking, see if they had a random paycheck of his. You know, hey, you guys have an old paycheck of mine? Did I ever work for you guys? Could have sworn I worked for you. Actually, no, but we could use you now if you want. You want to hop in? You want to play on Christmas Day? All right. He was not good. So, too many people will be benched, though, for me to take the Eagles there. So, we'll just stick with Tampa Bay -2.5. But first, I'll tell you where you can get these shares at is Kelce. Kelce? Travis Kelce? Not Travis Kelce, you silly C-Gens. Kalshi. Kalshi. We partnered up with Kalshi. It's a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. You can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Not just sports. They got marketing. Markets include politics, entertainment, hell, even the weather. In Kalshi, you can trade anything. And new customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Also brought to you by Underdog, your place for pick'em entries where you can win up to $5,000 extra money. Underdog's got you covered this holiday season with Underdog Unwrapped. You unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. I got a 100% boost on the play today. I went with, who did I go with? I think I went for Beck to throw an interception tonight for Miami and Smith for Ohio State to score a touchdown on a boost. Not bad. That's an Underdog entry I like right there. Carson Beck, interception. Smith for Ohio State to score a touchdown, the greatest receiver of all time. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code BOMBS. All right. We're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs here. I'm not even wearing a hat today because of the New Year's Eve dinner. I don't think the shirt's going to be appropriate, but I got to stop looking myself in the monitor. All right, where are we at? All right, we gave out Tampa Bay -2.5. Now let's move on to a couple games where also you do not know what's going to happen. Sometimes you do. Start off with Buffalo -7 versus the New York Jets in Buffalo. Now, Josh Allen is not going to play in this game, probably. I think they already said that. They're pretty much locked in. They can move around a couple seeds, but either way, I don't care. Their backup quarterback's Mitch Trubisky. He's better than Brady Cook, for God's sakes. I mean, have we watched this Jets team? This Jets team, there should be a cease and desist. This is disgusting what they're doing on the field. The last 5 games, they've lost by an average of 29 points. Average. So worse in Lincoln history. They're getting the doors blown off of them every single week. They're horrible. They're obviously tanking for a draft pick. It couldn't be more obvious. So you're going to put Mitch Trubisky out there? Okay. There's no one on the Bills bench that they could put in as their backups that will be worse than what the Jets put out there as a starting lineup every single week. Also, this is the last game at, they don't call it Rich Stadium anymore, do they? But anyway, the Buffalo's getting rid of that stadium. You know, where they go out and they shovel the benches for each other, and they jump through tables there in a crazy Buffalo world. They showed a thing where fans were just going there to help shovel the stadium, just to help out. We just thought we had to do our duty, like it was Dunkirk or something. Like we're getting our boats and we're helping soldiers go out there. All hands on deck for this. What is wrong with you? What kind of mental disorder do you have? We're that much of a slave to a football team that does not care about you. But I know it's the Bills. It's different up there. Hey, son. You saw the weather there. It's gonna be 2.5 feet now. We're playing the Jets this week. Our men need us. It's time for every man, woman, and child to help out the town, to help our team, to help Mitch Trubisky jockey some seating from either the 5 to 6. We'll probably stay at the 7. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, the point is, don't they have employees that do that? Yeah, of course they do. But it's not enough, son. Sometimes you have to lay it on the line. You have to put the town and the people and the soldiers in our country in front of yourself. So our neighbors can go over there on Sunday, shirtless, pound about 35 natty lights, jump through a table, and get some wing sauce stains on shirts they're not even wearing, just from friendly fire. So what do you say, son? You want to get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, head over to the stadium, and shovel ice for free because we live in Buffalo? Yeah, no, I don't want to do that, Dad. I want to get the hell out of this city. Well, that's also not the answer. So that's what's happened this week. Last game at the stadium. They love it. It's going to be almost a funeral up there, but it's going to be great. They're going to be celebrating. It is incredible. So let's do it. Buffalo -7 against maybe the most pathetic team I've seen in, who knows, 10 years or so, is this New York Jets. Bomb it. Now, Mike Gates, he wins, says at least in Philly they gave us tickets. Right, they just reward you. No, you're doing it for pro Buffalo Steve Bono up there. Civic duty. Like I said, I did cover those Eagles. They're benching too many guys in back. But we will back Buffalo -7. We'll back Tampa Bay -2.5. How about in this game? Cincinnati, Cleveland, a nice rivalry game. All these Week 18 games are all divisional rivals. The NFL wanted, some excitement coming down to the end, nor did they realize adding on to these games just makes it worse. It makes these things terrible. You had to literally fix things for it to be good. Like Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Yeah, Pittsburgh had to lose to this Cleveland Browns team. How did they do it? Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things. But anyway, point is, Cleveland beat their rival, Pittsburgh, at home, like they do every year. Cincinnati is also a rivalry, but it's an Ohio rivalry. It's a little grimier. So they're coming off a win. Now Shador and them go to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, who seems like they've played every single game at home for the last 6 weeks, they have embraced the meaningless games. Joe Burrow loves these meaningless games. They are just housing teams. The moody teen loves when there's no pressure on. He just likes doing his own thing, and they're blowing out teams. They blow out Miami, they blow out Arizona. Granted, they're bad teams, but guess what? Cleveland's a bad team. They're not good. Even at defense. Yes, they shut down Aaron Rodgers last week. Congratulations. But away from home, they're not good. In the last 6 weeks, they have not been good. I think the Bengals are going to fuck these Browns up. They're already talking about who the next Cleveland coach is going to be. They said McDaniels. Come on. Mike McDaniels from Miami. You got a hipster barista up there in Cleveland. Can't wear those clam digger pants out in the snow in Cleveland. Joe Burrow. This is perfect for him. He's like, I just like to play football. I mean, he's throwing 4 touchdowns a game. He gifted his offensive lineman dinosaur bones. What? You know how quarterbacks give their offensive linemen gifts at the end of the year? Usually it's like a Rolex or trucks or, whatever the hell it is.
It ain't gonna work.
He gave them
buddy.
dinosaur bones. Well, I think it's cool. There's nothing worse than the eccentric gift from someone of their interest. I think dinosaur bones are cool. Great. Then keep them for your own stupid collection. I live in Sandusky, Ohio. I need a truck, asshole. But that's hilarious. I was on Steffi Small's show yesterday. She was talking about Joe Burrow. She said she had a guy DM her, which I'm sure she gets a lot, to say that his girlfriend slept with Joe Burrow and was bad in bed. That was a story that was reported. Which I'm not doubting the truthness of the sleeping with it. It's that this guy's girlfriend slept with Joe Burrow. But I am saying, of course she told him that he's bad. What are you going to tell him he's good? Yeah, I think about Joe Burrow all the time. Why aren't you him? Of course, that's the report you're going to get. Anyway, Joe Burrow, I'm sure, is fine. Not that I'm making any accusations, but he's fine. He's going to let up these Browns. Cincinnati -7.5, one of my favorite plays. They are going to torch. How is Cleveland going to keep up? To Jen says, hey, CJ, why aren't you on the SGPN picks page anymore? I did not know that's true. I'll have to look into that feature. I put some picks in there on the old tally site yesterday. Maybe check it a look. I'll ask Kramer. It's always a tech issue there. I am in a new contract. They should back up the Brinks truck for me. It's New Year. I need a new contract. It's right. Mike H says Jalen gave his O-line golf simulators.
Finally, Big Earn is above the law. It's a great.
And that I'm the Laddie Daddy Super Bowl MVP this year. That's right. You can argue on Twitter about who the MVP of SGPN is. I'm fine with that argument. I just cannot stand or look at another Drake May versus Stafford argument online. It is, oh my God, it is fucking nauseating. Anyway, yeah, contract negotiations are trying to rip me off. They're trying to lowball me. As always, the man in the box. I'm like Lamar Jackson, my own agent. I got to defend myself. I got to negotiate myself. And it's probably going to get me ran out of town like Lamar Jackson. But, hey, you live and you learn. Or you don't. Or you just keep doing the same stupid thing. I also do that as well. I like to live and unlearn. Live and forget what just happened. Just like when I drove over that same damn pothole and blew my tire out. And I learned because I did it twice. Didn't blow the tire out twice, but I went over that same friggin' pothole. I'm glad I held my mouth there. But maybe I'll learn in the new year. Maybe that's what I should put that as a resolution. Learn. I bet you I won't. Anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shove it all in. Texas Tech.
You lost it all.
That'll help the contract
No.
if we can get that Texas Tech contract.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Kramer have a nice 28-1. Speaking of which, we'll be doing the prop show after this. I'll give out more of the bombs, do some man in the box. We've given out 3 so far. We've given out Buffalo -7, Cincinnati -7.5, Tampa Bay -2.5. With an if bet on that of Atlanta -3, but that's just on personal card. Okay, let me let's see. So we have 2 more man in the box. We'll do some year raise. Let me tell you about Novig real quick. Speaking of getting money and paying money. Can you believe Novig pays me to do this stupid thing? We're also brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. They love my accents. It gets you the best price. No juice around. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code SGPN, you get in on the action with the Novig promo code SGPN.
He was the best guy
Also
around.
brought to you by Rhythm. The Rhythm gonna bet you. Rhythm gonna bet you. Rhythm gonna bet you. With props. It's crushed this NFL season, especially on props. Really been good at identifying when to fade players and when to take unders. College basketball, they've been crushing there. Super easy to sign up. Run predictions off the house model or make your own model like Weird Science. With so many sports in the holidays, it makes it easy to get easy prediction, AI predictions, so I can get a focus on other sports. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back here and on the bottom line bombs. I am your host, C.J. Sullivan, the Laddie Daddy, the Bet Detective. Scumbagger Vance, thank you everyone who is in the chat hopping in here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button to the bottom line bombs. I need to get things going. If you really want this salary to get flyed up, then hit the thumbs up. That's all I ask for you for doing that. Now, anyway, it is a happy new year. So let's keep the bombs going. Look at this. I know 5 and you're right. Get the watches going, get the likes button going, hit it all up. Now at 100%. Thank you very much. Get the full car wash, as we say. And I don't even know. Maybe I'll just hit soundboards the rest of the way. Not at all. All right, where are we? Let's get into this New England-Miami game. The line is 10.5. Now the Patriots are playing for the 1 seed. They're going to go full tilt. Now, they also are not maybe not playing some starters. Not because they want to arrest them for the playoffs, but because they're getting arrested for assault and battery, left and right. Yesterday, Stephon Diggs, star wide receiver, got arrested for choking his chef because she had the audacity to want to get paid for her services. So he decided to choke a bitch out, as one does, in her bedroom, strangle her. He, of course, denies it, but I'm sure she just made that up. I'm sure a professional chef made that up. Anyway, so he's at practice today, though. No big deal. As Vrabel said, are you disappointed with the distraction? No, not disappointed at all. We get distractions all the time. Some are big, some are less. So these are just allegations. Yeah, no, they're allegations. They're also criminal charges, coach. They are criminal charges, that's current. And then today, their defensive lineman, what the hell is his name there? Christian Barmore. He got arrested for a domestic assault charge. He also he threw down his lady. He threw down his girlfriend at the time. Now these incidents probably happened until his, I think, happened like in August. So they knew about it. Now the charges came up. I bring up August because apparently the story was they were upset. He was upset over the air conditioner being at 70 degrees and not 68. And also accused her of eating his food. That's a double whammy. Now, I'm not saying anything's justified. Obviously not domestic violence. Horrible. Terrible. But, you don't fuck with the air conditioner. Okay? You don't got to pay these bills. Also, 70 degrees? Come on. It's August. He's a big man. I need to chill. I take my air conditioning seriously. Not assault a woman seriously, but it's serious business. In the summer times, and I tell you what, these girls' apartments, and I get it, they're hot. They're always hot. There's a lot of wood. There's a lot of blankets. In the summer, they just don't have the AC. They don't respect AC because they're always freezing. They like it hot. So a defensive lineman comes in there and, we need this thing chilled. I'm not saying you got to hang meat. It's got to be that cold, but I want it at a CVS level cold. You know, when you walk by a CVS and those doors open like a church just by the sensor, and like, oh, that AC blasts you. They have elite air conditioning at a CVS. Some people say, I don't like going in there. It's so stale. I could hang out there for 8 hours. You crazy? Read the magazines, get my blood pressure taken. Anything for that sweet, sweet AC. I revolve my days around it. Casinos, probably one of the reasons why I got into gambling. Casinos have incredible air conditioning. Movies, crisp air conditioning. So I'm sure he's at his girlfriend's apartment and she's got this thing cranked to 70. What are we doing here? And I give the single men this advice. Because I know in the summer and Christmas, actually, is when women do like to get frisky. I remember reading that in a Blender magazine article or something one time. You know what I mean? But so in the summertime, the most important question you can ask these women, you know, these available women, honestly, more than are you married? Because who cares? You can work through all that. It's, do you have central air? What kind of air conditioning unit are we working with? What's the BTUs? Hell, you got a husband? Who cares? I'll have my balls in the freezer, for crying out loud. Oh, boy. I'm just saying. I get it.
And once again, we apologize for
68 and 70 is a big difference. It needs to be crisp. But at the same time,
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
you can't take it to that level. But things got hot. Point is, the Patriots are coming in focused. It's not letting that bother them at all. Now we got, speaking of cold weather, now you got the Miami Dolphins going up to New England, playing in cold weather, and that's an auto fade. I don't care if Tua's not playing, Quinn Ewers, whatever. The Dolphins are horrible in cold weather. They just don't do it. They refuse to play in the cold. They're the women of the NFL. They're the office women. They're always shivering. I'm starting to toe the line now with these comparisons. I realize that. But I might as well get these out here before the New Year's things happen. So now you have the Drake May. Oh, they're going to want Drake May to get the MVP against another terrible team and throwing it up. And I don't care. Listen, I don't care either way. I don't have a ticket on either side. I'm not a fan of either team. Both Drake May and Matthew Stafford have great arguments for the MVP, but one is not clearly over the other where they're like, it's obvious, blah, 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 even though I still give it to Stafford. Point is, Miami Dolphins in the cold, they're going to phone this in. There's no way they're going to show up for this game. The Patriots, they're putting teams away. They're having no problem. And they are not distracted by a couple quote unquote allegations / arrests, criminal arrests. Give me the Patriots minus 10.5. They're bomb these Dolphins. As 2D says, most boring MVP race ever. Not only the most boring MVP race ever, but the arguments over it, the debate. And it's just a beauty pageant. It's whoever the 1 or 2 seed is. It's got to be the quarterback every year. Like, why do they even do this? And then the writers, they switch their entire vote based on one stupid game that they see late in the season. It's insane. So yeah, 10.5. Patriots, bomb it. I don't care. They're going to win this one by 21. This will be in the pleaser section. So Bengals 7.5, Buffalo 7, Patriots 10.5, Tampa Bay 2.5. We need to get a dog in here, right? Got to get some kind of dog involved. Wrong one. Oh, I didn't know they have the Mecca Buka soundbite for the Tampa Bay.
Dong, dong, dong.
All right, let's do a dog. There's a lot of dogs you can go with there. Obviously, I mentioned the Philly-Washington game. I think Philly still takes care of business. I'm weary of just taking a dog because the other team isn't playing anyone. Now, The Vikings are interesting. I mean, they're the favorite. The Packers would be interesting. I mean, but they have Desmond Ritter. I just don't want to deal with any of that mess. The Rams say they're going to play people. Denver, Kansas City Chargers aren't going to play. But let's go with a team similar to New England, who are playing for some seeding, but I think eventually they're going to learn that they're not playing for anything at all. And that's the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans can still technically win the division if they win and my Jaguars somehow lose to the Titans at home. But we all know that's not going to happen. I don't know if I want to lay the number with Jacksonville, only because the way they played with their food last week versus the Colts and like did the blah, 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 and did hook and laterals and messing around. They should take care of business. I think the scoreboard will be watching in Houston. Houston Texans are playing the Colts. They are laying 10. It was 10.5. Now it is down to 10. That's a huge number for the Texans to be laying to anybody. CJ Stroud, he was great for like 5 minutes in that first game last week versus the Chargers, and then he was CJ Stroud the rest of the way. So like even when they're hot, they don't really pour it on. This is a team that barely beat the Raiders at home like 2 weeks ago. They're a good team. Their defense is great. They're humming. I get it. They're a hot, they're a trendy Super Bowl pick, and I don't really disagree with it. But I feel like they're going to be playing the Colts, and the Colts are coming to battle. Colts haven't quit yet, unfortunately for us, because we try to go against them. But they have not quit. Now, they told Phillip Rivers that's enough. Okay, you got this out of your system. We let the fans watch it. We mic'd you up for the one game so you can say, gosh darn it, and all those things, But seriously, Phil, go home. You're fit. You go get the hell out of here. We got a rookie, Riley Leonard. We need to see something about our actual team for the future. Okay, so seriously, get the hell out of here. Go have 12 more grandkids or whatever the hell is you do. But that's enough. And Riley Leonard, dirty little secret, is an upgrade from Phillip Rivers. He wasn't bad. They played Jacksonville. That's when Daniel Jones got hurt. He got in there and he got banged up in that game, but he wasn't too bad. I think he's going to run this offense decent. So we're going to take the Colts getting 10 points at Texans. And I'm saying not only will they compete a little bit, Texans will probably win. But in the second half, once they realize Jacksonville's putting away Tennessee, they're going to want to call off some dogs. They're going to get your Danielle Hunters and Will Andersons out of there. And your Nico Collinses, because what is the point? They won't be able to move around in the seeds, win or loss, so they want to rest some starters. Not entirely. They're going to play that first half, be competitive. Who knows? But I think this thing will go down to the end. It could even possibly slip. I think the Colts can even pull this one out. Who knows? Unless Houston does the classic, we're not going to have the out-of-town scoreboard in the stadium. We've instructed our audiovisual guy not to announce the scores or put them up on the Jumbotron. That way, nobody in the stadium will know the score. Also, we're going to ask everyone not to look at their phones. Can you do that for us? We're going to shut off the Wi-Fi. Nobody looks at their phones. No one talk to the outside world. We don't want to know reality. We don't want to know if Jacksonville's is winning or not. So cool? We're all cool with that? I love when I do that. Shut off the out-of-town score. What are you talking about? Or if they won't show if a guy runs on the field or something, we're not going to put that on camera. We don't want to give him the attention he wants. Put him on camera. There's 70,000 cameras in this stadium. We all have cameras. It's going to be on video. We're going to find out the score. We're going to find out the score of your game that we're watching live before you do. My phone knows if you're going to score a touchdown before you actually score a touchdown. You think you're in control of any of this shit? You're not. Anyway. Point is, Irsay's daughter, nice piece on her on The Athletic. Our goddess, our sideline goddess. She's not going to let this team quit. our favorite lady host, owner. She's an Ursay. That being said, let's go. Indianapolis Colts plus 10 as our dog. I like that a lot. So it's Indianapolis Colts plus 10. New England Patriots minus 10.5. Bengals minus 7.5. Buffalo minus 7. And Tampa Bay minus 2.5 in the game. And also bet Atlanta, because that's what's going to happen. Tampa Bay's going to win. They're going to beat Carolina. Then Atlanta's going to beat the Saints. And then Carolina wins the division. The NFC South is hilarious. Mikey says, don't forget the apostrophe guy. Of course. Well, listen, the prop show is after this at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, wherever you're watching it. We'll be doing live with Sean and Ryan on the main network, on the main feed. The apostrophe guy, he got his revenge last week. Tommy Farbarn, you're talking about the greatest kicker in the history of kicking, as far as I'm concerned. When Dicker the kicker, who got the Pro Bowl nod somehow over the apostrophe, what a crime that was. It serves him right. He missed an extra point in a field goal, and the apostrophe won the game. That's because he makes over 1.5 field goals made. Fairbairn will give you 2 field goals. So anyway, those are the 5 picks. Off the card, like I said, Atlanta didn't make the card, but I believe they will spoil. That's what they do. They're 12-4 since 2018 when games are officially eliminated. Absolutely hilarious. San Fran, Seattle. That's a Saturday night. Tough travel spot. Seattle's just out east, and they got a short day, short rest. Darnold revenge game. Was Darnold on San Fran? Sure. Was he on the Rams? Sure. Who knows? It's a big game for my future ticket. I have a Jacksonville and Seattle divisional moneyline parlay. Seattle, I got a 5-1 preseason. Jacksonville plus 330, I believe. Parlay those to win the division. So I probably will have a little San Fran hedge money on it just to get myself in a better position. But that should be a great game. I really don't have an opinion on that. I mean, Purdy looks incredible. And then you have the Pittsburgh-Baltimore Sunday night game. An actual game where the winner gets the division. I believe the loser goes home. What a tilting game this is for Steeler fans. All the Steelers had to do was beat the Browns last week. But then I realized maybe that's just what the NFL does. After the Ravens beat the brakes off the Packers, like, oh, okay. Now the Steelers are definitely motivated, right? No, that's when the NFL steps in and says, no, you guys are going to play next week in Pittsburgh for TV. I mean, the division. Did I say TV? Oh, because that's what I really mean. For TV. For our ratings. That's all we care about. So that line is Baltimore minus 3.5. I'm sure it'll be Snoop Hunley at quarterback. Apparently, Lamar Jackson's just not a thing anymore. The Ravens are just done with the 2-time MVP because he plays video games and rolls out of bed late. That's enough of that. Which is crazy. I don't know. There's something weird about Lamar and Harbaugh for sure. The brother Harbaugh. They can't bring them both back. And I think they should get rid of Harbaugh. Or sign Malik Willis. What the hell do I know? Point is, what's tilting is this is Mike Tomlin. This is what he's going to do. I actually like the Steelers there plus 3.5 because it's what Tomlin does. They lose games they should win. Win games they should lose. Well, it makes him so frustrating, and I get my Steeler fan friends who wanted Tomlin fired for the last, 15 years. As he's won 2 playoff games in 15 years. They ask him a basic question, and he always has some crazy, like just some dumb fucking motivational quote that makes you angrier. That you have to listen. Do you feel like there's an opportunity lost, Coach, that you could have just beat the Browns there and win a division, not have to earn your way in now with this Ravens game and have this extra game? Do you feel like that is a missed opportunity? Well, my windshield is a lot bigger than my rear view mirror. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, sure does, Coach. Sure does. Yeah, it answers the question. You're a fucking idiot. Is that basically what it is? Or you think we're idiots? Either one. A lot of idiots in the room.
And I'll leave it at
Your
that.
windshield's bigger than your
And so
your
will
goddamn rear view. Shut up. Hilarious. How about you beat Shador Sanders? How about that? Is that where what mirror is that on? The side mirror? Anyway, it'll be a good game at night. If you wanted to watch a good game during the day, you're not. Except for Falcon Saints. Well, I love the Falcon Saints. The Shuckster. The Tyler Haynes Shuckster. Anyway. All right. Let's do it. Let's go into the box. That's going to do it for the 5 bombs and the ones that almost didn't make it. Get me inside the box. Yes, here we are. All right. I'm just looking at myself in the mirror here. Do I have a really ringing in the new year with a time to get on a program, as they say. It is New Year's Eve. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. All to see generates. We'll be back stronger than ever in January, New Year's Eve. Always a lot of pressure to go out New Year's Eve. As you get older, the pressure leaves you. You never really think about going out. Always considered an overrated night to go out. Although I don't really jump on that thing. I do like when people. I don't like either way. I don't like when people brag about not going out on New Year's Eve. I don't like that at all. I'll be in bed by 7. I'm at home. No, okay, great. I get it. You got older just like everyone else. It's for amateur hour anyway. New Year's Eve is amateur hour, amateur night. You know who says that? Alcoholics. Alcoholics say that a lot. Yeah, New Year's Eve is amateur night. I don't need a reason to piss myself or a ball to drop. Where were you on Tuesday, huh? Where the professionals were drinking. At 2 p.m. That's professional alcoholism. I don't need to get dressed up and spend $250 for an all-inclusive menu that's already predetermined. All right. Well, maybe people just want to have fun. Maybe people will contribute to society. I don't know. Either way, I won't be doing it. We are doing a dinner thing, which is actually something I haven't done even doing that is something I haven't done in a while. But yes. As Mike says, you know you're old when you watch a replay of the ball coming down. I like banging on the pots and pans at any old hour. You know what I mean? First of all, I used to celebrate. I'm out in California here in Los Angeles. We like to celebrate the East Coast time, 9 p.m. It's New Year's in New York. Let's do that and go to bed. Wrap this up. Now even that's a little too late. Now they like to get to Nova Scotia or just the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Well, it's got to be midnight in the ocean somewhere, right? 5 p.m. Clang, clang, clang goes to Charlie. Ding, ding, ding goes the bell. They don't even do the drunken TV programming anymore. Like does Anderson Cooper still get hammered on him and whatever, Andy Cohen? They used to get hammered every week. Then it was Kathy every year. That was kind of fun. I like drunken TV hosts if they're dealing with sober people. I don't like when they're all drunk. Like CNN would get all hammered. Like Don Lemon, everyone. Like someone's got to be writing the ship over there. But I used to go out, especially in comedy. You used to do shows on New Year's Eve. Never great. I'll do a stand-up show on New Year's Eve because no matter what you're doing, come 12 o'clock, people want that countdown. And you better do the damn countdown, no matter what's going on. I remember in Chicago one year, I had a gig, a New Year's Eve gig. It was at this thing where it was like 5 different rooms and 10 like different stages. It was not a warehouse, but it was like this huge thing where there's bands, obviously, and comics and shows, and like you moved around. And the headliner was Everclear. You know, father of mine. Well, big black boots and an old suitcase. That band, Everclear. Which they're fine, whatever. I don't know. I have nothing good or bad to say about Everclear. But what I remember is, so I was in the main room checking them out right around 12. I already finished my set, and they're into their hits. They're into their hit song, Santa Monica. You know, we can live beside the ocean, and they're jamming out. They're doing their thing, and then the countdown happens, and yeah, you better stop the fucking song right now, Everclear, and your dyed hair, and give us a countdown. And that's exactly what happened. Like a big black 10, 9, all right. We're like, and bam, they count down. Happy New Year! And they go right back to the music. We're like, whatever. Just MC this shit for us. Fun show. It is always fun, but then it's just a logistical nightmare. That's the problem with being out late, especially past midnight. Then, if you want to Uber or Lyft home, whatever, just the cars and drunkenness, that's, woo, boy, do they like to surcharge or way out of here. Anyway, all right, that's my New Year's Eve talk. Then we'll talk resolutions and all that shit come bowl season, which is the playoffs tomorrow. This is when people do their year-end chases, their year-end wraps. Your stories. What was your top 5? What was your favorite moment, C-Generates, of mine, of the sports world, sports media of the year? There was the Fox Sports lawsuit. That was fun with Joy Taylor being outed as a whore for no reason. I'm not even sure why all the details of her sex life were in that lawsuit, but it was. I can't mention it without Barstool coming up there. Barstool joining Fox Sports. Speaking of which, that's known. Okay. It is what it is. I'll tell you what it's about the sports media world. And I get it. It's on my feed because that's what the algorithm says. But I'm just so happy. We live in a world where all these bros and old jocks are now do the creative content. I'm glad everything's like bussing with the boys and Barstoolie in the morning with fucking Vodka Tonic Pete. Listen, if you guys want to be dirtballs or Pat McAfee, all these fucking guys, the boys, do your sports, whatever. But why do they have to be involved and in control of our entertainment too? They got to be the creative department. We're just a bunch of stooges. Remember when McAfee and them went with that rumor about that woman? The hell was that woman's name? Mary Kate Cornett, the old Miss student who there was an internet rumor that she banged her boyfriend's dad or something. It was whatever. Anyway, they put it on live. They're just doing frat guy jokes, and then she got her life got destroyed. It's just really cool stuff. It's just cool stuff that all these bros are making $100 million to wear mesh shorts and scratch their balls and sell dude wipes, and just hang with the boys. Anyway. Yeah, the Mark Sanchez arrest. That was a good story. I like that. That's a good, clean scandal. Yeah, I miss those stories, you know? You get drunk, you do drugs or whatever, and you start doing sprints in an alley, and you try to stab an old Mexican truck driver, and he stabs you back, and then you ask the hospital not to call it into the police. You know, the good old-fashioned time killing in Indianapolis. Of course, some gambling stories. You had a Chauncey Billups, and a rigged poker machine. That was a fun story for the man in the box here. I loved it. Not because obviously the gambling scandal, but I like when cops have press conferences or government agencies, whatever, and they use so much hyperbole and embellish because they want it to sound important. They busted an illegal poker game. It was high stakes that they said was rigged. Did that hurt us? No. Did it hurt the players playing in that game? Yes. But they're like, no, this went all through the Nostra, the Cosa Nostra, and the Italian mob rampant crimes because of this. It bankrolled that. We're like, what? What are you talking about? And what do you see the machines they used? They had glasses that saw through cars. They had X-rays inside the X-ray machines inside the tables. And this was told us by the FBI. Now, Trump's FBI, I should say. It's just a board with people with jackets on. They're actually old. None of them have ever held office before, but they're old podcasters and liars. So obviously there wasn't a full X-ray machine in there. People would have cancer just playing at that table. And you would hear that humming up. You would hear it humming. Hey, why is the dealer wearing a beaded vest that weighs 80 pounds? You ever get an X-ray at a dentist? They barrel roll out of the room so you don't get any shock waves back while you're sitting there with a goddamn cotton in your mouth. Anyway, X-ray machine. Just their understanding of X-ray vision is like from Superman comics. You think his eyeballs would just laser through a table and see the bottom of a card so you can see a king of clubs. Yeah, that's not how X-rays work. X-rays see bones through skin. They see bigger, dense masses over. Anyway, whatever. Point is, that was a fun story. I'm sure Van Pelt's going to give his top 10 bad beats of the year. That's another thing I could do without too, is the bad beat. God bless Van Pelt for getting gambling, whatever, into the mainstream, but also the bad beat. My problem with the bad beat segment is he's got half the bets no one has money on. Like he'll have a first half under on a Division III game. Okay, no one's sweating this out. It's not a thing. And also, any gambler who does a show, that's always their name thing. Like, oh, we can do a segment called Bad Beats and talk about bad beats. Like that's their one go-to gag. Now, great, they get well produced and it's fun, it's entertaining, and he gets the credit. Although Scott Van Pelt wasn't even the first guy on ESPN to do bad beats. I'll say that. Nick Bakay, who's hilarious. He used to do it on their Sports Center, 6 o'clock Sports Center, for like 2 minutes. And it was before time, before gambling was really accepted. But he was like, and I'm sitting pretty. And then stoink. He deserves credit for it. But that's not the point. The point is, I have one bad beat story of a hilarious story, not personally. The national story, I think, is funny. The Cleveland Guardians gambling scandal, Emmanuel Clace, the pitcher, one of my favorite stories, still ongoing. Him and another pitcher apparently were, they had buddies gambling on, will his first pitch be a strike or a ball? And of course, he just made it a ball. And for 14 straight games, he would throw the ball in the dirt or 20 feet wide. It wouldn't even be close. Now, it didn't really affect his job. He still didn't really, he only blew like one save, which was like a normal statistic. He still got out of it. But I will say, how they get caught is how a lot of people get caught. First of all, the books find out because you're making irregular bets. Yeah, we have a guy betting $15,000 every day that Emmanuel Clace is going to throw a ball in the ninth inning, and he's been right every single time. We might want to look into that. Have you looked into the ball? Yeah, he throws it into the stands, actually. It's not even non-competitive, as we like to say. But the bad beat is, which I can't even believe a book allowed this. I don't know what the hell's going on in Ohio. One of the guys did an open parlay. You know, you're like, I'm going to put a 5-team parlay in, so I'll put in Ohio State tonight, and then tomorrow I'll add in Texas Tech, and then, you know, whatever. Indiana. Man, maybe next week I'll take the Niners. But you do it like one at a time, and you keep it open. So this guy, and then obviously you get crazy odds for it. This guy did an open parlay of Emmanuel Clace throwing a ball, and he just kept filling it with Emmanuel Clace throwing a ball every day. Yep. Put that in the parlay. Put that in the parlay. Same bet. Put that in the parlay. And then on game 9, it lost because Podges for the Dodgers swung at the pitch. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, my God. Can you imagine watching that? You got a fixed game. Can't lose. This guy's going to throw it so wide. We got a ball. It's going to be a ball. I got a 14-game parlay rolling in on it. Nothing but Emmanuel Clay's balls. And this fucking guy in the Dodgers swings at it and ruins everything. I'm ruined. What the hell? So let me just tell you, leave it on that.
Look, just seeing a thing like that.
Even a sure thing.
You lost it all.
Isn't sure? No. I don't know. Is that supposed to be a good quote? Doesn't matter. Good luck to everyone. That's going to do it for the bombs today. Happy New Year's, all the degenerates. I appreciate every single one of you. It's been a great year. Even though we did not make 20 million, we still might get a crack at it. Like we said, still got a few more hours left in this year. Maybe we can drink it out. College games are great. I hope you listen to the College Experience show. We give out all our picks there. And I want to find out to make sure my picks are on the app. I can't believe they're not doing that because they're trying to rub me out, I guess, in the contract negotiations. You're right, fellas. But that's it. That's going to do it for us. Yeah, like I said, subscribe, shows, blah, blah, blah. I'm in Long Beach this weekend at the Laugh Factory. If you're in that area, I'll be in Chicago first weekend of February at the Improv in Schaumburg. I should start plugging that show, I guess. I also have another blackout podcast called The Blackout Diaries, speaking of Chicago and drinking stories, me and Sean Flannery. You should subscribe to that. But make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs. Hit the thumbs up. Tell 50,000 of your friends if you have to. Let's get this thing going so we can have a good time in 2026.
Hey!